Welcome to Retail Brand Discovery, the podcast where we share conversations on exceptional brands and the creators who are bringing innovation to your stores. Join your host, Chris Stanton, as we embark on a journey to uncover the stories of these remarkable companies and their impact on the retail industry. And now here's your host, Chris Stanton.
So I thought this would be a good venue to introduce the people behind these brands, the success stories that they have. And in putting this idea together, I couldn't have thought of somebody more fitting for this first podcast as my friend Herrell, who is the founder of a company called Oilogic. Oilogic, as you may know, is a baby line based on essential oils. They're not a new brand and they're not a startup. They've been around for 7 years. And I think Ann can tell the story better than me. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Ann to join us and tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Hello.
Hey, Ann, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing really well, really well. Thank you for taking out the time.
Oh, gosh. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's really special. So Ann and I have been friends for well over 10 years. And Ann co-founded Oilogic with her co-partners, Jordan Morrow and Jeff Morgan. And so I'd like Ann to tell the story as this no longer a startup and how it's doing 7 years later.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Very excited to be here. Excited for your new venture. How exciting. Joining the podcasting world. So thanks for having me. So Oilogic. Yeah, we've been around for 7 years. We started shipping product in 2016 and here we are, 2023. Still going on this journey. But yeah, Jordan, Jeff, and I, we started this brand, back in 2016. And really where it came from is, the three of us worked together in a professional environment. We've been working on consumer brands together for a number of years, worked together for about 10 years together at another organization, building brands. And, but as we got older and, life changes and I had babies and husbands and, your life starts changing a little bit. And, I realized as a mom that I had, this little baby and he would get sick all the time. I'm sure anyone listening who's had small children remembers those days, but it was like the minute he had a sniffle or a sneeze or a cough and we'd get on antibiotics and we would, be back at the doctor. And, I was just a young mom trying to figure out what was best for him. And even though I was not, a huge natural products person in my own lifestyle, I was just doing basically what was easiest at the time. With my son getting sick, the answer just always seemed to be, another round of antibiotics, more medication, things like that. And, my motherly intuition was like, this is a lot that I'm putting in this little bitty body. And it just didn't feel right all the time. And then the other, part of that was, he's sick, he's 18 months old and he's coughing and whatever. And, there's not a lot you can give a baby when they are sick. They're too young for decongestants. They're too young for throat lozenges, things like that. So, he would just be up at night, coughing all night long, so that was kind of where like my mom experience kind of coupled with my professional experience in that, I have experience in making products and building brands and marketing them and selling them and things like that. And so it's where we really got our heads together and said, hey, we can create products or a line of products that are essential oil based, that are ready to use, already made, and, help give moms some product that gives natural relief that actually works.
Can we show your lineup of products?
Yeah,
I'm excited for everyone to see this beautiful packaging.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I just saw that you got the Good Housekeeping seal for these products too, correct?
Yeah. So we won. Let's see, it's called the Best in Exceptional Essentials by Good Housekeeping Parent Awards. That is for our cough vapor bath. So that's that product there in blue with the orange seal on top. So that product won that award last year, which we were thrilled to have won. So
Hey, I'm not here to sell your products. You obviously are doing a great job with that. You're in Walmart, you're in CVS, you're in Target, and
mm-hmm.
I assume you're online, which everybody
Mm-hmm.
else is. But
Sure.
I've got to say that when you have the seal of approval, I'm speaking now to the retail audience out there. This is a huge thing. This is what brings people into your stores, along with this packaging that sits on the shelf like that. And essential oils is not a trend. It's there's certain departments that carry it that I've seen, and to put it into the baby aisle is a no-brainer.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, I also want to, we didn't get into talking about a little bit more about you because,
Sure.
yeah, you're a great mom, and yeah, you've been around for a long, long time starting up businesses. But I don't think that the retailers will necessarily remember that you've also launched other million-dollar, multi-million-dollar iconic brands, and I'm going to mention them, and you can tell me about them. So there's Cantu, which is a multicultural beauty care line. And then there is Bodycology, which I've known for many, many years, and I think it's one of the best names in retail. And that's a great brand. Dr. Teal's, which is iconic, and you see it in every single department of every single store nowadays. That's you. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to explain the last one. I'm going to let you explain it. You also worked on a brand called Poopery. So
That's right.
mention any of them or whatever, but those are some
Yeah.
really impressive brands.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I was really lucky, in my career when I first graduated school. I worked at an advertising agency and I worked on Kimberly Clark's portfolio of brands. So, like Huggies and, Scott paper towels, Cottonelle, Pull Up.
Wow.
So they had a whole host of, personal care brands and working in an agency and being 3 years old, I learned so much so quickly, and it was fast paced and it was deadline driven, and and I was just there like trying to take it all in and do a good job. And so
Right.
worked there for 5 years and got just a really great experience and kind of got my foot in, at least in the advertising side of consumer brands. And then went to a company called Advanced Beauty, where we worked on the Bodycology, Dr. Teal's, and Cantu that you mentioned. And that company was small when I got there. I was the hire number 4. And then, by the time I left, I think they had, close to 50 employees at least, and, had grown substantially from when I first started there. So, again, was able to, from there, because when I started was so small, I mean, I really was able and lucky enough to get my hands in so many different aspects of the business. I mean, everything from marketing and advertising, which is what I've been doing, but then, brand and product development and, even having to look into sometimes logistics and purchasing and, things that I did not have a degree in and all, but, just being in a small company, that's kind of the way it is. Everyone, rolls up their sleeves and does what they have to do. So, it was amazing experience and I met amazing people, and was able really to see how to scale and build brands. And so all of that experience, and then last after that was Poopery, as we mentioned, which again, gosh, what a fun brand that is. And I'm sure many people know what that is today. But when I went there, they were really like doing great online and kind of in gift shops, and they were really trying to take the next steps into more mass and retail. And so mass outlets. So, I was able to kind of help them transition there. And gosh, had a lot of fun because those guys are so creative and, just, so I really got to, have a good time while I was there until this opportunity came up. So,
I think that if no one's heard of Poopery, I would say that the next time you're at a neighbor's cocktail party, you'll notice it in the powder room.
That's right.
That's
Yep.
typically where it shows up.
That's right.
What's interesting in this conversation, and this is one of my inspirations for doing this, was that all too often this business is data driven.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about turns, how fast you turn, how much are you doing to promote this, and so on. But going back in my many years in this business, there's one thing that this industry has that no other has, and it's the people connection that takes place. And in
Mm-hmm.
a world now where the buyer side is largely women making buying decisions now, shopping decisions, and the vast majority of small startup companies that I know of, and I say this with a statement of fact, is that they're coming from women that are starting brands based on something. But
Yeah.
the unique thing about you, Worthan, is that you were on the business side of things first, and you knew how to grow a brand. You knew what the risk and the investment takes to do that. And then you launched your brand, as opposed to not for nothing, but for a mom starting this from scratch and having to learn all of those things that you already knew. It's a huge benefit for the retailer looking to take on a brand like you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were lucky enough in that we, like I said, had so much exposure to just kind of all the various aspects of starting a business, and things that someone in marketing wouldn't normally even have exposure to. So all of that experience really let me, I guess, maybe feel the confidence to say, hey, I've done this now for a few other brands, and I may not be successful, but I'm confident enough to give it a shot. And so it was a leap of faith, but yeah, definitely our experience. I mean, we lean on it all the time, and it's what's really been able to help us, grow and continue to grow this brand. So.
Now, you're not a 1 SKU, 2 SKU vendor either. You just launched something recently, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us what that is and show it to us?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, so it is our new Skin Aid, and we call it Skin Aid Oatmeal and Epsom Salt Bottom Soak. And so we're really excited about this product, whereas our other two collections that you saw on the screen earlier, that's for stuffy nose and cough, and the other one, the purple one, slumber and sleep product. And, our packaging is really important to us. We really want to make a statement at the shelf. We are a smaller brand, so we don't have, the deep advertising pocket. So we really have to make an impact at the shelf and let moms know, this is what this does. This is what this product helps with. And we want it to be quickly noticeable and know what it does. So this new Skin Aid product, recently just won Skincare Product of the Year by the Baby Innovation Awards.
And, we all know too that retailers, I like that you said you're doing things to get it off the shelf. That's important. And I'm sure we're going to have a limited amount of time today, but I'm sure you're doing things with social media, maybe some consumer advertising to get these new launches off the shelf too, I imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we are doing, we do digital advertising. We have a PR group that helps us, is doing some great work. And obviously social media is huge. And so that content there, we're continuing all the time to get the word out. But, moms are loving this new product because it does really help with sensitive skin, skin issues, irritations, things like that. It doesn't have any fragrance in it. Or any of the phthalates, parabens, sulfates, all of those ingredients that can be even more drying. And, if you've got a little bottom rash on that little baby booty, this is a really great way, a really gentle way to help cleanse the baby without irritating it more with, ingredients, fragrance, things like that.
I think I mentioned the goal of this podcast is to do what we're doing today, talking about the people behind the brands. And we're going to send them out on Tuesdays because I'm asking retailers to view them in their office, where they're most likely to have an influence and a decision opinion on these things, and then a chance to reach out to somebody like you.
Yeah. So our website is oilogiccare.com. So everyone asks me. Yeah.
2 C's.
1 L, 2 C's. So oilogicare.com. And there you can kind of find our, all of our collections that we have, all of our products.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate this, and reach out to Worthan. I appreciate all the time from everybody. Worthan, this really means a lot to have somebody like you taking out the time to meet with me.
Oh,
and
gosh.
Retailers,
Thanks,
I really hope you'll take a look at Worthan and her team and her products. And there you have it. feedback to me as well. And thank you for the time.
You've been listening to Retail Brand Discovery with Chris Stanton, as he delivers insights on the innovative companies introducing their products to the retail marketplace. From the captivating stories of product creation to strategies for boosting sales, everything here is designed to move your products off the shelves and into the hands of consumers. Thanks for listening, and remember to like and subscribe to stay up to date with our future episodes.